team. Cowboys. And who I'm rolling with, huh?
Welcome to another episode of Classic Cowboys Talk. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Jesus Christ died and he rose again. It's going to get into it. So, the season just can't get hit here fast enough, okay? I'm excited to see Caleb Downs. I'm excited to see our new look secondary. I'm excited to see our new look front four. Linebackers. Overshown is putting in a full off-season's work. So I'm optimistic. I'm excited. We have to stop with these George Pickens trade things, okay? George Pickens ain't going nowhere, okay? George Pickens is not going nowhere. Okay, so all you George Pickens conspiracy trade theories, stop it. He ain't going nowhere, okay? The deal is going to be worked out, okay? George Pickens is not going nowhere. Not going nowhere this season and beyond this season, okay? The deal will get done, okay? The deal will get done, okay? But y'all need to stop with these trade conspiracy theories, okay? George Pickens is not going nowhere, okay? All right. So, I thought about this the other day because I saw a video of it. And, the Cowboys were playing the 49ers a few years ago, okay? And I saw what Trent Williams did to Leighton Vander Esch. That essentially ended Leighton Vander Esch's career, okay? And I kept thinking to myself, man, Leighton Vander Esch would still be playing right now if it wasn't for that. If it wasn't for Trent Williams, okay? It gets me a bit riled up thinking about that, okay? It gets me a bit riled up thinking about that. That Trent Williams did that to Leighton Vander Esch, ending his career. And it made me think of Sean Lee, okay? Man, it just seemed like Sean Lee was snake bitten, man. Man, it seemed like Sean Lee was just snake bitten. Because he was one of the best linebackers we had, okay? He was one of our best linebackers throughout the Tony Romo, Jason Garrett era, okay? But it just seemed like he was snake bitten. Man, and that's something I think about it every day. Sean Lee, Leighton Vander Esch. Yeah, that's something I think about. Man. And by the way, have I told y'all that I really hate the San Francisco 49ers? Yeah, I think I said that. I really hate the San Francisco 49ers, okay? And that dirty tackle they have, Trent Williams, okay? And I was glad that they got their butts kicked by the Seattle Seahawks, okay? Yeah, so. Yeah. So. John Madden, okay? Miss John Madden, okay? So the Cowboys were playing the Giants early in the 1992 season at the Meadowlands. Now the Cowboys were up. And the Cowboys were up 17-0, okay? The Cowboys were already up 17-0 at the start of the second quarter, okay? And so you know how John Madden just doesn't like to analyze football. He likes to analyze other things, okay? John Madden likes to analyze other things, okay? And it seems like John Madden can analyze a lot more than just football, okay? So there were two instances during the Cowboys game against the Giants where where John Madden was being John Madden, okay? So take a look at this first one where he was analyzing how the Cowboys dressed, okay?
Madden from Giant Stadium. Yesterday, the Cowboys arrived and went through what they call a walkthrough. They were well dressed for the walkthrough.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, they were kind of ugly. Here's their offense. Troy Aikman breaks the huddle. That's Emmitt Smith. He's in the backfield. There's Michael Irvin. He's checking. Michael Irvin is one of those guys that always wants to look good. You know, you don't want any of that chalk to get out there. They don't even have a ball.
And they got a little pregame talk from the well-dressed coach. I guess Robert Jones, the middle linebacker.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's John Madden. John Madden can analyze just about anything. John Madden was more than a football analyst. He was a suit analyst. So y'all remember that time he analyzed Troy Aikman trying to grow a beard? Yeah. And so, okay. All right. Okay. And so there was another time later on in the game where John Madden was actually analyzing food, okay? And that's just John Madden. That's what made John Madden, okay?
Hoping to return.
Thing done turned upside down. Dang it. All right, here we go.
Suffered a foot injury in the first half of the Cleveland game in preseason week 2. And then had muscle spasms last week early in the game. So he's really not 100% at all. Here's Meggett, fair catch at the coil. 39-yard punt. Nothing on the return. 20-0. The Giants with one first down thus far in the ball game. 3:27 to go before halftime. Well, it is a spectacular September day for a barbecue.
Well, you know, last week I was really disappointed in the Giant parking lot. All they had was wine and stuff.
Right there,
Yeah, I mean, this is meat. Look at that. I mean, that's the way. If you're going to tailgate, man, I mean, get something that's going to sink. Get some sinkers in there, some stuff that, get some meat and let it stick to your bone. I don't like that. They burn that.
Them Giants.
Yeah, that was good. I mean, that was good old meat, some big old sandwiches, and big old steaks. Send some of that.
Hampton, Danny Noonan reaches out and grabs him. And they run on first down again. Well,
Yeah. So not only is John, so that was John Madden being John Madden. That's what made John Madden, right? So John Madden could analyze just about anything, including the way the Cowboys dressed and the way the Cowboy fans tailgated, right? Okay. So hold on. Nope. Nope. No, not that. Okay. No, not that. Trying to find a story where Jimmy Johnson had some words of wisdom for Erik Williams. Okay. There he goes. Okay. Yeah, so Super Bowl 29, okay? Jimmy Johnson tells his story. Jimmy Johnson says by the time the Cowboys had arrived in Atlanta for Super Bowl 29, they had their first crisis. Someone had stolen defensive lineman Chad Henning's Super Bowl tickets. They had just been passed out before leaving Dallas, so it had to be someone inside the team, another player we figured. Jimmy Johnson says he was fuming in his talk to the team. He said, I'm going to work with the NFL security. I'm going to find out who's holding the tickets. And when I do find out, that player will never play another play in this league. I'll blackball his ass. The tickets were slipped under Henning's hotel room door that night. My favorite movie character is Anthony Hopkins playing Hannibal Lecter in The Silence of the Lambs. He talked about a fellow prisoner into killing himself. What a study in psychology. Getting a player to return stolen tickets through words was the best I could do. Okay. And so, Rich Dalrymple asked him, he said, how are you going to blackball whoever it was from playing again? Jimmy Johnson replied by saying, I couldn't, but they didn't know I couldn't. Okay. So, there was another crisis that Jimmy Johnson encountered. Okay. He says, our second crisis hit as Rich and I sat there talking. Every player except one was on the buses to attend the league's mandatory media day. Erik Williams. Erik Williams was passed out on his bed. Players didn't have curfew until Thursday of Super Bowl week. Listen, I had told the team, there's no curfew for the first few nights, but this is a business trip. We have events we have to go to, and we're going to work our ass off in practice. But you'll have free time to relax. Now, on our first morning, Williams missed a required event. He got fined $10,000 by the league. I had a different kind of discipline in mind. Yeah. Jimmy Johnson had his firm grip in the Cowboys. Let me talk about something I said to the team that afternoon. Erik, you had a big time around the town. You got your Super Bowl ring already, so you don't give a about this team no more. I asked everybody who had a Super Bowl ring to raise their hand. Most of the team did, but there was no free agency, so most players had been with us the previous year, but some hadn't. Eddie Murray, how many years have you been in the league? I said to our kicker, who had a great season. 14, he said. Have you won a Super Bowl ring? No, coach. No one's got one in Detroit or even come close to winning a ring, he said. I looked at veteran quarterback Bernie Kosar, who we signed after Cleveland released him that mid-season. He helped us when Troy was hurt. Bernie, how many AFC championship games did you play in? 3. Do you have a Super Bowl ring? No, I don't. I had Bernie talk about the times he came close in Cleveland. Hudson Hawk, the O-line coach. Do you have a ring? I said. No, coach. We had great players in Los Angeles like Eric Dickerson, and we didn't get there. Our veteran offensive line coach said. I looked at Williams. Do you have a fucking good time at the Gold Club? I asked. You don't play this game to get another ring for yourself. You play for the team. You do what's asked. You get ready. You remain disciplined in going to events. You do everything you can. You do everything you can do to help those other players get the ring you already have. We didn't have a problem the rest of the week. Yeah. That was Jimmy Johnson in a nutshell, okay? But By the way, Eddie Murray. Hold on. Okay. Oh, no, I did not that.
Fingers at you.
Give me 1 minute. Give me 1 minute. I'll find it. Okay. Here we go. Yeah, so Eddie Murray, okay? Eddie Murray had been with the Detroit since around 1980. And tell you what, I was genuinely happy for Bernie Kosar and Eddie Murray, because Eddie Murray had played on a Detroit team that really didn't come close to winning nothing for basically his entire career with the Detroit Lions. Okay. And Bernie Kosar had been close, but John Elway, 1986, a drive. Ernest Binder, the fumble, 1987. And then they ran into Denver again at the 1989 AFC Championship game, and that was pretty much it. As far as the Browns being a good NFL team, and they haven't been good since. Okay, haven't had a quarterback since Bernie Kosar. Okay, but Eddie Murray. So Eddie Murray was signed. Eddie Murray was signed after the loss to Buffalo, and Jimmy Johnson tells the story of how Eddie Murray was signed, okay?
Derek Vlasic playing as a rookie wasn't getting it done. Everybody knew that we needed Emmett back.
I wasn't pointing fingers at Jerry or Emmett. I just wanted it to be resolved.
Without Emmett, Dallas lost again a week later. This time at home in a Super Bowl rematch against the Buffalo Bills.
Throws, and it's broken up.
Suddenly, the Cowboys were in full crisis.
I just remembered that, we were, inefficient offensively, and our kicker missed a couple of kicks that could have won the game. I remember it was Lynn Elliott. He came over on the sideline, and I said something to him. He said, "Coach," he said, "I've just lost my confidence." That's all I needed to hear. I cut him, and it got me a new kicker.
After the game, Charles Haley.
Yeah, that's what Jimmy Johnson did. That's all he needed to hear. I cut him and got me a new kicker, right? Yeah, so yeah, Jimmy Johnson. Man, he did not mess around. He did not mess around. He did not mess around one iota. Okay. All right. That's it. That's all for Classic Cowboys Talk. I am out of here. May God bless you all. Peace.
Who?
Cowboys.
What's my blue and gray team?
Cowboys.
And who I'm rolling with, huh?
My Cowboys.
Steelers better get it right. Giants better get it right. Who?
Cowboys.
What's my blue and gray team?
Cowboys.
And who I'm rolling with, huh?
My Cowboys.
Eagles better get it right. Skins better get it right.